All right. Know I'm a little late, but we're going to make our way on in anyway. Soon as you see this, soon as you hear this, share it real quickly. We only got a couple of more minutes to roll. I want to tell somebody Jesus will. Share it real quick. You know how I do. It's a real quick Monday's meal. Who opens doors? All I know is Jesus will. I see you, Jimmy. Share this real quickly. Let's get as many people in as we can. Who will make all my decisions for me? All I know is that Jesus will. Talking to us tonight about what kind of year this is. Share it real quick. Get as many in as you can. And then we're going to be on our way. We won't be in here long tonight. Jesus will. Real quick, share it with as many people as you can. We got 15 minutes left. Load your questions up in my inbox, my personal Facebook page inbox. Let's do as many people as we can in on tonight. Checking you out as you're on your way in. All I know is that Jesus will. In the night season. Real quick, we're going to share this real fast with as many as we can. All I know this is my girl, Anita Wilson, right here. Let's get into this on tonight. All I know is that when I'm in trouble, He gives me a song. Jimmy, I see you. Let's roll on tonight. Let me just share this with as many people as we can. Listen, I've had so many questions about what kind of year is this at Dominion Outreach Worship Center. Wanted to share with everyone real quickly. Remember, this is our year. We say it this way, of encounters. And throughout the month of January, we ministered from the theme, Close Encounters of the God Kind. And so we're still in that concept. And listen, want us to remember that encounters, they don't begin with us, but encounters begin with God. They don't begin with us. Encounters begin with God. He is the initiator of the encounters that we experience in our lives. And this is the critical point for us to remember this year. Our memory verse is 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verses 9 and 10. And it says this: but as it is written, eyes have not seen and ears have not heard, and neither has it entered into the heart of man all the things that God has got prepared for them that love Him. And I don't know about y'all, but I want some things that God has got prepared for me already in this year. And so we've been talking about Close Encounters, or Encounters 2019. And we've said it this way in January, that God will have close encounters of the God kind that will happen in our lives. And God doesn't just give us encounters for encounters' sake, but God gives us encounters because He wants to produce a miracle in our lives. And those miracles are really designed to show us where we are in our proximity to God. So let me explain it this way. They've been asking, what is this year, Pastor? What kind of year can I expect? You can expect miracles. You can expect signs. You can expect wonders of the God kind as a result of an encounter that you have with God. Now remember, God gives us encounters because he really is trying to show us where we are in proximity to him in regards to our relationship with him. So sometimes he'll give us encounters to wake us up or to cause us to have an awakening or realization or come to an understanding of where we are in our relationship with God. And I'm telling you, when those begin to happen, look for miracles that you have never seen before to break out in your life. Quick example that we have, Moses, when he sees the bush burn, his entire trajectory of his life changes. He's out hiding in the backside of wilderness. See you coming in, share it real quickly. He's out hiding on the backside of the desert, and then all of a sudden, an encounter begins to happen. He notices something that he hadn't seen before. Let me pause right there and tell somebody, there's going to be an experience that you're going to have. You won't even be looking for it. You're going to notice something you haven't seen before, and that's going to be an encounter moment that you're going to have with God, that he's going to begin to give you clarity about what your next step is and the next decision that you're about to make. And in that moment, there are going to be some kind of miracles that are going to happen and take place. God's about revealing himself to you in a special way to ensure that you understand, that you know that he's with you. It's important for you to get in alignment and an agreement with him. Let me say it one more again, and then I'll be done for tonight. This is the kind of year that God wants to bring about encounters in our lives. And those encounters are designed for us to find out where we are in our relationship with God. And once we find that out, if we find out that we're like Peter and we find ourselves following him at a distance, there's going to be an encounter that will take place that will draw us in closer to him. And when we come closer to him, expect miracles and signs and wonders like you have never seen before. This month in February, we've said it this way, miracle movements. That God he doesn't just give us miracles for the sake of miracles, but God gives us miracles because he wants us to create a movement, or he wants to create a movement and a pattern in our lives through the miracles that he gives us. My goodness. In other words, what you saying, preacher? God's going to make an example out of you to somebody else that's watching you, that he is still God. I feel like he Shaddai coming on right there. God's going to give you a miracle. You're about to have an encounter that's going to produce a miracle that's going to create a pattern for somebody else to follow. The supernatural is getting ready to happen in your life. I'm talking about miracles where you know something should not take place. You know you don't deserve the promotion. The raise shouldn't happen. You shouldn't close on the house. They shouldn't lend you the money for the business. The relationship shouldn't work. You shouldn't get married again. This healing shouldn't take place in your life. I'm talking about miracles of the God kind. I'm talking about the kind of miracles where those around you are watching you and somebody has already eulogized you and said it is over for you. And the Lord sent me by here to just simply tell you, you're getting ready to experience a miracle that is going to become a movement, and they're going to have to say that had to be God. And I'm telling you, that is the kind of year that we're in. This first quarter is really about setting you up to get your mind prepared and to get your heart prepared to experience miracles that nobody else can experience. Can I jump back into Peter again for a few moments? The Bible has all kinds of examples, and I'm going to quit. I'm going to be done. Put your questions inside of my inbox. I want to make sure I answer those questions for you tonight. I see you coming in. Keep sharing it. We're almost done. Our time is almost just about up. Check this out. There's a storm that rages and arises all of the disciples are afraid. They just finished feeding the 5,000. Could it end up being about 25 or 30,000 people with just 2 fish and 5 loaves when you start to add in the women and children that were there? And then Jesus went up ahead of them. He said to them, let's go to the other side, put them inside of the boat. He goes away by himself, sends them to the other side. Storm rages in their lives. And all of a sudden, all the disciples get afraid. Can I put a pause button in right there and tell somebody, ain't it just like God to send you into the next trajectory, the next level, the next experience, the next breakthrough, the next height, and then all of a sudden the unfamiliar happens to you? Expect miracles that you've never seen before, close encounters of the God kind. All of a sudden a storm rages on the sea and everybody else is afraid, but God's about ready through the person of Jesus Christ to create a movement, and only one person takes advantage of the moment. Peter simply says, Lord, if it is you, tell me to come. Can I put another pause button in right there for somebody? Stop looking for deep instructions. Stop looking for some deep manual or some deep strategy somewhere. God's going to give you one word and expect you to move on that one word. And so Peter's fleece before Jesus was, if it's you, tell me to come. I stopped by here tonight to tell somebody God is telling you, come on, write the business plan. Come on, apply for the opportunity. Apply to the school. Come on, ask that person out. Come on, take the opportunity. Try out that new church. Start that new business. This is the word of the Lord to you, telling you to come. And when you begin to take that first step and come, I'm telling you tonight, miracles, signs, and wonders are getting ready to be your portion. Peter does something that nobody else has ever seen before. Nobody else has ever attempted before. I got to watch my voice. I feel the preacher coming in real fast. He begins to walk on something that is not stable. And when he takes the first step, what is unstable becomes stable. I know that's somebody's word right there. You are afraid to take the first step. You're afraid to take the first moment. You're afraid to try the first opportunity. And you are wondering, am I going to be stable if I take this first step? Well, you don't know until you come. I'm telling you, miracles, signs, and wonders. Come on and take the step. Come on, give it a try. Come on, try it again. Come on, accept the proposal. Come on and apply to school. Come on and try it again. Miracles and signs and wonders are your portion. This is your time for you to believe God. Don't you shrink back. Don't you fall back. Your greater days are ahead of you. Encounters are getting ready to happen to you. And for some of you, the encounter has already happened and you're trying to figure out if it is God or not. Let me give you these last couple of things. Peter walked on the water, put his hands in the hands of Jesus, and did something that nobody else had ever done before. Let me just say to you, be the first person that will do something that other people have said you can't do. Be the first person that takes the first opportunity, that tries it the first time, that everybody else is afraid to do. Why not you? Miracles, signs, and wonders as a result of the encounter that you're going to have with God, close encounters of the God kind. Why not you? Why not your family? Why not your child? Why not your spouse? Why not your cousin? Why not your household? I got this for some pastor watching me right now. Why not your church? Why not your ministry? Why not your movement? God needs somebody that he can create a pattern out of so that others will know that he is God. And it might as well be you, and it might as well be me. This is that kind of year. So listen, you've got to begin to get your anticipation level up. That's what I came to say tonight. I went all the way around that mountain. Here I come to simply say, get your anticipation level up. Begin to anticipate and expect God to move in your life like you have never seen him move before. I know it seems crazy. I know it's dark outside right now. And I mean, it is dark in the moment where you can't see your way. You can't see your pathway. But I want you to increase your level of anticipation and to develop your expectation, because God is getting ready to perform a miracle. And for some of you, the miracle has already happened. Listen, just this past weekend, not only do you need to improve your level of anticipation and your level of expectancy, but as you begin to do that, you need to begin to adjust your attitude and to adjust your thinking while you anticipate the next step that God's about to give you. And somebody, I keep going back to this fear thing. The Lord's not giving you the spirit of fear, but of power and love and a sound mind. This is your moment. This is your chance. Look, watch this. This weekend in the Walk of Dominion at Dominion Outreach Worship Center, we were right in Mark chapter 1, and we started talking about how God wants to create a movement, and we used the leper that Jesus healed. And this particular leper began to ask Jesus a question and ask him, was he willing? And Jesus said to him, I am willing. Really, what the leper was really asking Jesus was, are you able? So he had the right perspective, but the wrong posture because he didn't realize he was talking to the promise. I need to say that to somebody tonight. Your posture is right. You're in a place of humility, but your perspective is off because you forget that you're a child of the King and you serve the God of the universe. And I'm trying to tell you that the Holy Ghost wants to remind you that your promise is right now, not 15 years from now. Now is your moment. Miracles and signs and wonders. Jesus does something where he fulfills the promise by doing this. He breaks the protocol. That's why I'm telling you to change your attitude and to get your anticipation together, because when you begin to do that, God will break protocol for you and hop, skip, and jump you over, suspend the rules, turn the situation around, begin to apply favor to your life. Here it is right here. He's a priest. Jesus is a priest. He's not even supposed to be touching a leper. But the Bible says he reached out and touched him. I'm trying not to go back into Sunday's message, but it's still on me right now. Listen, don't you realize your life has changed because God has suspended the rules and he decided to touch you when everybody else took their hands off of you. My God, I got to quit. It's enough. The message is over. You know the rest of the story. The leper got healed not because he went to new members class or new believers class or the prayer meeting. He got healed because Jesus touched him. And somebody need to know right now, he will touch you right while you're washing dishes, while you're driving your car, changing the tire, getting coffee at the break room. He will touch you and he will begin to heal you and make some things clean in your life. So listen, God's not just giving you miracles for miracles' sake. That leper got healed so that everybody else would know that God can heal lepers. He's performing a miracle in your life so that everybody else will know that God still performs miracles. Get ready for the encounter. Let that miracle become a movement. And as we get into the month of March, don't miss me this Saturday night at 6:00 p.m. because all you really need is one miracle that matters, and that changes everything. Oh, God, don't miss it this weekend. It's going to be an exciting time. Let me check inside. Some of you have put some questions inside of the inbox. Let me hop, skip, and jump over there. I hope this blessed you tonight. If this was something that touched you, you can go to dowdial.church and begin to ask some questions or begin to put some of those questions in place and begin to give on tonight. If you were blessed by this, dow.church. Go there, or you can go to our Cash App, which is $DOWMIN. That is $DOWMIN. You can give tonight and sow to Dow Men, or simply sow or go online at dow.church and you can sow there tonight. And so see some of the questions. And so one of them is, if Jesus was not supposed to be in the proximity of the leper, how is it that he could still be a priest? Simply means that Jesus he's God. He can do what he wants to do, when he wants to do, and how he wants to do it. What the interesting thing about it is that he still tells the leper to go and show himself to the priest, which is interesting about the healing, because Jesus, he is a priest, but Jesus wanted to make the man whole and have the man not only receive the healing and the miracle, but for the miracle to become a movement. So the miracle becomes a movement because he shows himself to the priest, and the priest is able to then validate the fact that the man was healed. My God. I mean, that's a whole nother preach right there in and of itself, because sometimes we miss the fact that God's healings for us are designed to be holistic, where you reconcile with family, where you reconcile with people, you reconcile with community, you reconnect with church, you reconnect with spiritual leadership, you reconnect with family members, you reconnect with those who have offended you, or you reconnect in areas where you thought you would never reconnect in, simply because you followed some of the protocol and instruction that Jesus gave you. We are out of time. I'm already over 2 minutes. Look, I'll just give it to you like this and say it to you this way. Check it out. Who makes me do right when I want to do wrong? Jesus will. My name is Ray Johnson, the scholar with a holler. This was Monday's Meal. Share this with a friend. You can give at Cash App DOWMIN or go online to DOW.church. Hope this was a blessing to you tonight. Jesus will. Share it with a friend. We'll see you. Come back to us again next Monday.